Welcome to the channel, everyone. Well, you haven't seen this truck in a while. My 2009 Silverado 2500. Been a while. I haven't really done anything to this. Geez, I can't even remember. I think I showed it hooked up to the camper a little while back, but otherwise I've not done much to this. Pretty happy with the truck the way it is. There's not much I can do. I mean, I've done a lot. I've done pretty much everything. The only thing left to probably customize would be to install like a factory navigation on the interior. Otherwise, I mean, I've pretty much touched everything you can touch on a truck. So, you know, I don't even know what else I would do to it. But I do have some lighting upgrades for it today. Something I haven't touched. Well, actually, I did put some. I put some LED taillights on this at one time. They were like really cheap, and I didn't like them. And I actually ended up breaking one of the mounting tabs on them, so I took them off. Actually, I took them off too when I was having trouble with the headlights causing the hyper flash. I thought this would solve it, but it didn't. So I've got some new LED taillights. So that's what I'm going to do today. Taillights are pretty easy install, guys. I'll show you what I've got. Here's what I've got. These are actually smoked taillights. I usually don't get the smoked lens ones. I usually get the clear lens with the black. But these are smoked. I don't know. I just really like the looks of these, so I picked them up. They're not that dark, and they're LED, so they should show up really good. It's probably going to affect the reverse light output, but I've got plenty of backup light. I don't really need anymore, so I've got LED backup light. Anyway, it might shine through that smoked lens, but yeah, these come with resistors here. Remember, these get hot, so I don't recommend putting them on any plastic. These are Spec D tuning lights, I guess, is the brand name. There's so many different brands out there, but then they're just the same company makes them, just different brands sell them. But here's the back. Here's where that resistor is going to plug into. Not a whole lot of cord there. Then you got your plug-ins right here that go to the original. I'll show you what I do here. But I got to get mine out. Pretty much you unscrew the two bolts. I think they're 10 millimeter that go into the side of the tail light, and then you got these right here that are pushed into the body, and you got to pull them out. Now the factory ones are usually snapped in pretty good. You know, they're right here and right here. You got to unbolt your tail light, and then you got to pull it straight back to pop those out. And like I said, these factory headlights usually snap in really hard, so that's kind of the hardest thing of this whole job. So I got to get to it. Okay, guys, so I actually picked these lights up at American Trucks online. I actually just found the place because I also have a set of headlights I'm going to be installing. And I couldn't find those headlights anywhere but this place. But anyway, guys, I'm going to leave a link. And your first purchase from them, you can get $20 off. And then it'll help me out too. I'll get a discount as well if you use my code or my link, and then you buy something for the first time from them. So it's a win-win situation. I appreciate it, guys. If you go check out American Trucks and use my link, if you find something you like, go ahead and pick it up. And like I said, you get 20 bucks off, and I save some money on my next order. So, okay, so kind of interesting. They're still running on this 2009 Phillips screws in there. I thought that was a bolt by now, but I guess not. But anyway, you get them two out, and then your light will flop. And you've got to pull this thing straight back. And it's not the easiest thing to do, because there's really nothing to hold on to. You gotta be careful, you don't want to scratch your paint all up too. And the factory does not leave a whole lot of extra here, so you pretty much have no room to work with. But you just turn these. I don't know what it is, quarter of a turn. And there's your harness. Okay, so the lights come with a new tail light harness. And I guess because the factory one is kind of so short, they've got a new harness. So I'm gonna go under there, unplug it. It just plugs into a board down there. This one says L for, I'm guessing, left side. So I'm gonna go under there, see what I gotta do there. Okay guys, so we're under the truck behind the bumper. And you can see that right there. It's like a board with a bunch of plugs on it. That's where your taillight harnesses go to. You can see I already got one unplugged, the top one. That one goes to the driver's side. So I got that unplugged. I'm going to swap it out with the one they sent. You've got your harness has a few clips like that. You got to take a screwdriver and kind of unclip them. There's two on the driver's side. I don't know how many the passenger side has. Probably the same, maybe one more. But I'm going to swap out this harness, and we'll go back up to the top side. So I always use dielectric grease in all the plugs. I mean the light plugs, the plugs that go into that board, everything. It's just insurance, just to make sure nothing corrodes and will last for a long time. Okay, so I'm having trouble here. This is the plug that come out. This is for the driver's side light. This is the replacement one. It won't plug in. I don't know why. I tested the passenger side one, and this one plugs into that one, but I cannot get this one to plug in. I've looked at it 100 times. It looks like the other plug, but there must be something wrong with the prongs or something. I can't get it to plug in. This is the reason that I'm about ready to give up on aftermarket parts. Just run a stock truck. If I figure out a solution, I'll let you know. Right now, I'm stumped. Okay, so I cannot get that to plug in. I mean, it plugs in, but it won't latch onto the lock, so it's just gonna fall off. I've looked at this thing. It looks exactly the same, except for you can see the pins are different. This has got like enclosed pins. This has just got like exposed pins, the factory harness. So I got an option. I can send this junk back, which I should send it back, or I can take the factory harness and swap it over to the new harness, which is probably what I'm gonna do. All I gotta say is these taillights better be awesome, or I'm gonna be real disgusted. So I gotta spend time wiring, which I shouldn't have to do. Like I said, the other plug, the other side, you just pushes in, locks on, no problems. This side, I cannot get it to lock. So I get to have fun wiring. Okay, so I just rewired the factory plug into the new harness. This thing is super long. I have no idea why it's got to be that long, but they've got it really long compared to the factory harness. This is the old plug. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with it. There's something wrong with it. I don't know. The other plug works fine. Maybe just some fluke thing. I don't know. Try to give the aftermarket the benefit of the doubt, but I don't know. It seems to happen way more often than it should. I understand things going wrong, having a few bad parts, but it just happens way too often. Anyway, I've spent enough time on this. I got to get under there, plug this new harness in. I use these shrink. They got like their own shrink tubing on them, and they're crimp connectors. I use them for my snowplow. Never had any issues. So I got to get this plugged in. Okay, so one more thing with aftermarket taillights that I've never been able to get to work is their nuts that they supply with the light. I've never ever been able to use the factory screw with these. And we'll look at this one. They're crushed. I mean, you're not going to get a round screw in an oval hole like that. So anyway, I just swapped out the ones that were in my factory headlight over. Like I said, I've done that with just about every aftermarket taillight I've ever put in a vehicle, in a truck. So you're probably going to want to do that before you install it. This resistor, they want you to stick it on there, screw it on there, something. I'm just going to let it hang. I'm going to let it hang in this area here. Should be plenty cool. It should stay away from the plastic. It's so light, and it's locked on really good. It's not going to go nowhere. Okay guys, so there it is, installed. Not real impressed. You can see it's not quite lined up down here. It's noticeable because there's some dirt down there. Once I clean it up, you probably won't notice it as much, but for the amount of work as I had to do to rewire this thing, I would have liked it to have fit a little better than that. But being the truck's all black, that's going to be hard to spot. And actually, I think the factory, yeah, you can see the lip down here on the factory one. Not so much there, but over here. But well, let's light them up. That's the whole reason I got these. So let's light them up. Okay, so there's the parking light, and I like it. I really like that. I know it's not as fancy as the new stuff they got. They got U bars and C bars and all kinds of stuff, but I really like this just black look. And that's the factory LED. So I'm going to turn the full ways on. We'll see what it looks like that. Okay, so there it is. It is plenty bright. I like it. I like it. I believe it was worth my time. If these hold up. Another thing I like about these lights is they've got these side markers. There's 4 of them. A lot of times I've seen only like 1 or something really small. But I like how they've got 4 on this side so you can see it from the side. So I like that. Camera's having a hard time focusing, but we'll see what the reverse lights look like in there. Not bad. Actually, not bad as I thought it was going to be. I mean, you can see this side really shines. This side, well, you get even with it. It's all right. I've got auxiliary lights, reverse lights, so it doesn't really matter that they're not going to shine as bright. So I'm happy with it, guys. I'm going to finish off my install so I can be done with it. This is already taking way too long. And there we go, guys. I really do like the all black look. Always liked it. Now this side fits about like the other side. It's in down here, but it's again aftermarket, guys. This right here doesn't quite line up as nice as factory either. But again, that's aftermarket. You're gonna have to sacrifice a little bit to get a custom look. So I cleaned up the wiring, clipped it all in the factory clips. This passenger side is a little harder because the harness is longer, and you're gonna have to take off quite a few clips underneath the bed there to get the factory harness out. But that second harness plugged right in, no problems. I guess let's check it out here. Oh, one other thing, when you do your testing on this generation truck, your brake lights are not gonna work until your switch is on. So if you think your brake lights aren't working, you gotta turn your switch on before your brake lights work. So let's go through and test this all out. Okay, so we got parking lights there. I like them. You know, this was the only thing that wasn't LED on the truck. The only lights that weren't LED. And that'll simulate the brake lights, the 4 ways there. I've already tested the brake lights. They work when the switch is on. They won't work, like I said, without the switch being on. But I like them, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video here, and I'll see you.